To improve your financial situation, you should adopt a specific set of planning practices. Some methods are simple enough to be rewritten on a single index card, making them easy to follow and keep in mind. You've found financial ventures. Back for another exciting season. In this video, we'll go over some basic principles of financial planning. You may be used to doing things differently, but let's see what we can pick up from them and maybe even use, if not in full, at least in part. To receive updates whenever we upload new content that may be of interest to you, subscribe to our channel. If I told you that the best financial guidance you need could possibly be summarized on a single 4x6 card, would you believe me? That's incredible, right? If that's what piques your interest, then by all means, stay tuned and let's get right into it. Health policy professor Harold Pollock from the University of Chicago concurred with the sentiment that the appropriate response to questions about one's financial situation is to ignore it when posed on national television. Pollock resides in Flossmoor, Illinois. He hadn't been forced to pick up any useful skills until recently. In 2003, his mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly, leaving her crippled son in Pollock's care. Concern for a disabled loved one's welfare was a source of great anxiety. Mr. Pollock mentioned that when his brother-in-law Vincent moved in with them, he weighed roughly 340 pounds, so new furniture was required. In addition to his hospitalization and medical costs, they once had to spend $900 on a simple recliner. When Pollock began looking for guidance in books, he came across a passage that made him question whether or not God was actually directing him to take a specific action. In 2013, he conducted a Skype interview with Helen Allen, a financial advisor and author. Mr. Pollock wrote down what he learned on an index card, took a photo of it, and put it up on the internet. What he didn't realize was that it would explode online. According to the information on the index card, there are just a few basic guidelines to follow. Do you want to know what rules he wrote on the index card? Rule number 1. Try to put away 10 to 20% of your paycheck each month. Cutting back means not spending as much on things you don't value as much. You don't need to take a lavish trip because that won't prove you have more money. You must exercise discretion when handling money. Saving money is easier said than done, but it's necessary. That's a routine that one should get into. Rule number 2. Every month, pay your credit card balance in full. This is followed by fewer than 1/3 of the population in the United States. You should aim to spend cash for goods more regularly because it is an excellent habit to get into. As for credit cards, if you absolutely need one, then prioritize paying off the one with the highest interest rate first. Also, pay off your credit card balance as much as you can. Get your other credit card minimum payments up to date. You should never put off paying off your credit card. Rule number 3. Max out your other tax-advantaged savings account. To this day, only 12% of Americans do this. When Pollock started working, he wasn't one of them. It was too much trouble. It was boring. It was something that was really far off in the future. Rule number 4. Under no circumstances should you buy or sell individual stocks, because only about 1% of us can consistently do better than the market. It turns out that most people are not good at figuring out which stocks will do well and which will do poorly on the stock market. Even people who work in the financial world aren't very good at picking winners and losers. No matter what they say, other people want to make friends. All we want to do is make you money. Pollock say that a PBS show is partly to blame for our trust in stock picking. He cares most about what will happen to the stock market in 20 or 30 years, not what will happen next year, next week, or tomorrow. Rule number 5. Hold low-cost, well diversified index and mutual funds. Many people believe that their financial advisor is free. Rule number 6. It's related to rule 5, but it's more specific. Have your financial advisor insist on it. Unlike the more lax suitability criteria, the more stringent fiduciary standard requires a firm dedication to the client's best interests. Pollock used a film featuring cakes to make his point. A line from the video reads, "Thanks for sharing your cake, Jim. Basically, it fits the bill. I'm not going to share my cake with anyone else anymore." So that's what a fiduciary is. Investing in prudent index funds and setting aside a comfortable sum for retirement are the icing on the cake. Investing in the same general categories of assets as the persons who promote them under the appropriateness criteria, but with the extra fees that they often impose, would result in a smaller total pie, and the loss of this piece might be material. According to Pollock, American investors lose $17 billion annually in fees due to this missing piece. A new rule proposing to hold all investment advisors to this higher level was just announced by the Obama administration. Rule number 7. When financially ready, buy a home. If you want to know tips on buying a house and when to know when you're ready to buy a home, we have a video that covers this topic, so go ahead and check it out. Rule number 8. Obtain some sort of insurance. Ensure that you have adequate protection. Get the highest possible deductible for your insurance policy. You want your insurance to cover the problem that could cost you $50,000, not the problem that could cost you $500. Additionally, increasing your homeowners and auto insurance deductibles can help you save a significant amount of money over the course of a year. Rule number 9. Do everything you can to help the social safety net. This is the question that has generated the most debate. Mr. Pollock believes that it is of the utmost importance to recognize that in order to survive some of life's challenges, each of us needs to be able to rely on the support and assistance of the others around us. These challenges would be insurmountable for any one of us if we were forced to face them alone. He explained that if not for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and other assistance programs, the family would not have been able to afford to keep their home when Vincent moved in with them. Without these programs, the family would have been forced to declare bankruptcy. Rule number 10. Don't forget what is written on the index card. The idea is you have to be methodical and stick to this. And the advice that we give is good, but it's the execution that's really going to matter. We are quite grateful that you have stuck around and are learning together with us. Please leave a comment below with your opinions and suggestions for topics you'd want us to talk about. Always keep in mind that it's better with financial ventures in your life's adventure.